What's up, everyone? This is Bill with BLR Tuning. Today's watch is the Invicta Bolt Zeus Graffiti Yellow Gold. Really cool collector's item. I don't even know if you can get this one anymore, but I've had it for a little while now. Huge watch, heavy watch. Got a second hand face there, so you can set that clock for whatever you want. So, really cool watch. Got all kinds of stuff hidden in the graffiti here. This looks like some really cool, like, New York street wall art. Anyway, this video is sponsored by Dynojet, so a huge shout out to them for sending us out the power commander for the ZH2. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be installing this onto the bike. I'll do an unboxing here. A power commander for the ZH2 can control fuel. We'll show you the part number here. PC6 17085. And then you have an install guide on any Dynojet device. If you scan the box right there with that QR code, it will take you to their website where you can download instructions over to your smartphone or print them out on paper. So this will fit multiple ZH2 models. We're installing it on the 23 ZH2 SE. So I'll put a list up here on the screen that shows you what models are supported. We'll get it unboxed here. The PC6 can control fuel on the ZH2. So you do have your power commander, you have your harness where it plugs in, your ground wire, and it's going to plug into various things on the bike itself. Okay, and we do have instructions that I printed out. You see I have a port here. This little port is for your USB cable to plug in, so if you're doing tuning and whatnot. Okay, and then you have some screws down here on the bottom. You can plug in for various things, okay, like quick shift. There's switch input 1, switch input 2. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do with a power commander. Power commander is basically like a master hub also. So you can plug in like a Pod 300 digital display and mount that up by the handlebars. It can display all kinds of information about the bike and what's going on. And it's also capable of data logging. And then you have stuff like the WB2 wide bandwidth auto tune. So we will be installing that on this bike. And off of the WB2, we'll be able to run AFR gauge. So you'll see us do videos on that stuff here later on. But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to install this Power Commander 6. Also in the box, you have a brand new USB cable. And then you have all of your components, your stickers, warranty card, okay, Velcro. It does have rubber plugs in here. All Power Commander 6 devices should come with the little bag that has rubber plugs in it. That will be to plug the back here where these flathead screws are, and then to plug these CAN bus ports whenever you're not using. You will plug that the CAN bus ports that you're not using. So that's what these rubber plugs in here are going to be for. Okay, so keep that in mind too. Okay, so it comes with everything you need. Got some Dynojet stickers in there too, Power Commander stickers. And then when you order from us, you'll have some BLR tuning stickers in there as well. Okay, we always include stickers in the box and, of course, business card from us. And then we do have our instructions here. Okay, from Dynojet. So, what I'm going to refer you guys over to, we will walk around the bike real quick. I'll show you guys the bike. And then when we're going to need to tear it down, in the link in the description below this video, there is a teardown video that we did on YouTube for the ZH2 showing you how to get the tank off, the plastics off, all that stuff out of the way. So head over, watch that video. It'll show you how to get down to inside the bike. And that way we can keep this video just a little bit shorter. Okay, so head over there, watch that video, show you how to get to where I'm at, and then come do your Power Commander install, then you can follow along. All right. Okay, guys, so this is our ZH2 SE. It's a 23 model. It's got like 70 miles on it. Bought it with no miles on it. So we are going to tear it down. Okay. We need the tank off. We need these plastics off. We can get these side plastics off. This got to come off. Seat's got to come off. So, like I said, and then in that video, I also show how to get the intake tube off. It's just going to get everything out of our way so we can do our install. But go watch the teardown video, and that'll help you get to where we're going to be at here in a second. and then we will get it all torn down when we'll show you that power commander install. Okay, so I'll wait here for you guys to come back. Okay guys, so if you went over to the link in the description below and watched the teardown video for the ZH2, you should be to this point. We have the inlet scoop off. We have all the plastics off of it on the top so we can get to the whole top section here. Our power commander is going to install back here. Okay, and then our harness is going to run down the left side of the frame. The ground, so it's going to come down the left side. The ground is going to be connected to that right there. That is your ground. And then the 10-pin connector is going to go in line with this plug right here. If you take a little pair of pliers, and let's see if I can do this one-handed. You squeeze back here, you can easily, I think I just did it. Yep, there it goes. Get that off. So all you're doing is you're squeezing these tops of these little guys here. And now we can unplug that from our power commander. This 10-pin harness goes in line with that. So male to male, or male to female, female to male. Okay, so let's get to that point and then we'll come back and we'll show you what we got, okay? Okay guys, so we have our PC6 just resting back here. It's just sitting there, okay? And then it comes down on this left side. We are gonna move it out of our way. Once we get the fuel tank back on, we'll kind of zip tie everything in place. Remember, we are gonna have to put our air intake tube back in here. So that, like I said, there's our ground. This is gonna sit down more like this. Okay, we have our intake tube's gonna have to come in here. So you can see how this is plugged in here. We'll have to move stuff around and reorientate it when we get our intake tube sitting back up here so we can see exactly how it needs to fit. This just needs to be able to get stuffed up out of the way, but our intake tube still needs to fit on there, okay? So we're gonna hop over to the other side. Your wire harness from here. So that would be this harness here is gonna get thrown over the other side. Run it back behind here so you can zip tie it to this right here, okay? And then it's gonna come up the right-hand side. We'll hop over there and show you that. Okay, so now this is gonna follow our brake lines up to here, and you'll see a rubber boot. You're gonna pull this rubber boot up, so this rubber boot's gonna be over this plug. Peel the rubber boot up, squeeze this tab here, and pull this up. This is to the throttle body, right there. Okay, that's to the electric throttle body. And then we're gonna use a posi tap. You can do this however you want. I'm just gonna use the posi taps. I've had good luck with them. Some people hate them, but we're gonna do it that way, the way that it shows in the instructions. This gray wire on the harness needs to get connected to the purple wire. So that is gonna be that 1, 2, third wire in coming from the back of the bike. So back of the bike is that way. So 1, 2, 3, the purple wire. That's the one that needs to be connected to the gray wire. We are gonna drop the gray wire through the rubber boot at the top. We'll be able to slide it through there. So that way this rubber boot can still slide down and go over that. Okay, I'll show you how to use these posi taps here real quick. Okay, so the posi tap, unscrew these. Okay, you can unscrew both. Our gray wire is gonna go through this hole and down into there with bare metal. Then we're going to thread that down. As you thread it down, it will squish that bare metal onto there and it will come down tight. Okay, tighten it until it's tight. Then on our purple wire, this guy is going to go, our purple wire is going to ride right in the middle of here. Okay, you can see that little needle right there, the little point. That guy's sharp. Don't poke yourself, but that guy's sharp. So now with our purple wire in there, when we screw down in there, it is going to pierce the purple wire. So the first step of this is to get the purple wire, because you won't be able to turn this right with our gray wire in there. So the first step, slide this over the purple wire, thread this on until it's tight, unscrew this guy, put it on your gray wire, drop your gray wire right there, put this on, thread it down tight. Okay, Now you should have a connection between that point and the purple wire and the gray wire. Okay, so we'll do that real quick. Remember, we're dropping it through the rubber boot. The gray wire goes through the rubber boot at the top. Okay, so when you're done here, this should look something like that right there. It's going to focus. There it goes. Should look something like that right there. So we have a gray wire coming through the top of the boot. Once we plug this in down there, we will be able to guide this guy back underneath here and let it rest down below. So that's what it should look like. So on to the next step. Okay guys, so this one is a little bit tricky, but this white plug here that comes off your power commander. Okay, so we got this zip tied so it can't get pulled on. This guy's gonna get draped and go through that opening. And then, do you see that plug right here? This. See that? Focus. Okay, that right there, that two-prong plug. That needs to get unplugged or unattached from this metal framework that it's on. That white plug on the Power Commander 6, it's plugged into that. This is your crank position sensor, okay? In the instructions, it'll say CPS. So, CPS is involved on this one, because there it is. So yeah, you will need to get that out of there, unplugged. You can barely touch it from the other side. So we need to unplug that and run our female and male in line with that. So let me get that done and then show you guys what I did to do it. Okay guys, the crank position sensor wire is this one here with the tape on it. It goes way up there by the ABS brake setup. So this right here, the ABS brake valve. Okay, it's going to be down inside there. You have to get it off there, and the male end of it is wrapped around the main harness and does not have much slack, so it's going to plug in way up there. The female, you will be able to plug it in and you pull it down, and then you can see it's got that yellow and black wire right there. So that is where it goes. Then we will put it back up here. You can see how we ran this. So we ran this behind here. Okay, so that way it can get tucked up inside here. We'll zip tie everything out of our way. But that's where it's going to live. This wire is going to hop over to this side, and we'll cover that right now. Okay, but that is what it looks like when you got your crank position wire plugged in correctly. You do need to zip tie this so this wire doesn't end up flopping out here like that, okay? Okay guys, so remember, when we're all done, we're going to go through and zip tie everything out of our way and button it all up. This blue and white wire, you'll see that it should already be stripped at the end. We're going to be using a posi tap again. It needs to get snaked down here. And if you come to this side of the bike, we're on the left side of the bike now, okay? You have a rubber boot here that you can kind of pull out. And then above it, you have a rubber boot that's usually tucked way back in here. Okay, what we are looking for is the gear position sensor. Okay, so this boot gets stuffed inside there, and then you got to pull this boot way back. And now, when you pull it back here, okay, I have it out of the way. You're looking for the 3-prong connector. That's going to be this one, which is stuffed inside that rubber boot. Okay, obviously it unplugs from here in the front. On the back side, back here, on this bike, it is that middle wire, and it is a green with a red stripe. Our posi tap needs to go on that. Our blue and white wire is connected to that. Okay, so we're going to come down through here, and we're going to connect it, and then we are going to stuff our rubber boot back on, and we are going to put it back up inside there. So the way we're going to do it is we're going to feed this wire through the top of the rubber boot. That way the rubber boot can still go back over the top of everything. Okay, and we are using dielectric grease on everything that we unplug. So all the little Deutsch connectors that we unplug, we're putting dielectric grease in there and putting them back on. Okay, so we need that green red wire right there in the middle. So we're going to have to untape that a little bit carefully, and we're going to posi tap on the back side of it. Okay, so we'll get that done, show you what it looks like. Okay, so one last time, I want you to take a look at this here, how that looks. So we have our rubber boot stuffed up there. We exposed that tape that was around the back. Green red wire right there. Goes to right there. We will throw a zip tie right here just to keep the posi tab from getting tugged on. Okay, so, and then we'll pull this rubber boot back over everything and shove it back up in this little hole right here. Okay, and then essentially that's it for your install. Put it back together. But we'll come back here in a minute once we get everything all buttoned up, and we'll show you guys how we did everything and how it looks. Okay guys, so now that we have it back somewhat together here, I just want to show you how we actually got these wires all tucked in. So we ended up leaving the one off of the mounting little bracket here, and then we tucked them back behind here, so they're actually all on the other side of the intake, and then they run right up here, up and over the top. So you see the ground wire here, and then your wire, your harness just sits down here next to the gas tank. It's going to be inside the black box because you'll be able to see that from the side of the bike. So it's going to be on the inside. We'll come up here like this, and we'll zip tie it along here, and then you got plenty of slack back here. So back here it will get its 3M tape and cinched down to there. Okay, like so. Okay, so we'll get the whole bike back together, show you what it looks like when we're all buttoned up, and then we'll be done with our install. Okay guys, so we got our install done. There's the PC6 installed. Remember, when you order it through our website, you can order it with a custom tune. The tune will be installed on the PC6, ready to go right out of the box. So that's what we did here. This bike is now tuned. It's the stock setup, stock exhaust, stock intake. Only thing we really changed is that blow-off valve, but that won't change the tuning that we do. So we got that in there, and everything all buttoned up. So we'll get the bike all back together, and that concludes this install. Okay, all we got left to do is throw our seats on. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope this video helps somebody out with your Power Commander 6 install. Remember, you can go check us out, BLRTUNING.TECH. If you need your bike tuned, dialed in, we have got you covered. We are a Dynojet dealer with over 22 years experience tuning EFI motorcycles, ATVs, dirt bikes. It's fuel injected, we'll tune it, okay? Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.